Today on the Topping Show, Bud Light booth is a ghost town at Sturgis, the world's largest motorcycle rally. Tyrese Irving is suing Home Depot for $1 million. Oliver Anthony, country star, is rising and going viral. Gavin Newsom wants to rewrite the Second Amendment to disarm Americans. Trump mocks Chris Christie, and the stand-up jokes are back and better than ever, you might say. Ford hires a former VP from Apple. Kraft Heinz chooses a new CEO. Aston Martin DB12 Volante debuts. And Nestle cookies, so they have a recall due to wood chips. All of that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner and need a little assistance, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Ford hiring the former VP at Apple for software and strategy. Specifically, they're looking to hire Peter Stern, who was a former VP of Apple. He has been named the president's newly formed Ford Integrated Services to, quote, lead customer experiences powered by software and services. Interestingly enough, he will be reporting directly to the CEO, who is currently Jim Farley. That can't be right. Jim Farley. Jim Farley, really? Is it in relation to Chris Farley? No, of course, I'm kidding. I digress. Now, it looks like Stern previously oversaw areas including Apple TV, iCloud, Apple News Plus, which I'm sure 18 people read, Apple Books, Apple Arcade, Apple One, and Apple Fitness Plus. Now, interestingly enough, Ford also said that Stern would be able to, quote, build a world-class team and create a market innovative customer experience by integrating hardware, software, and services across the Ford Blue, Model E, and Ford Pro business lines. Now, Ford actually disrupted, or rather displaced, the company by breaking it up. You have Ford Blue, which is the traditional Ford that you and I know and love, the good old Mustang with the 3 pedals and the V8. You also have the Ford F-150 pickup truck, best-selling pickup truck literally since the dawn of time. And then you have Ford Pro, which is the commercial line. You know, the trucks are the size of houses that businesses purchase for the commercial line. And then you have the Model E line, which is the electric line, which is where they're losing all their money right now as they attempt to turn that around. It'll be interesting to see when they get the ROI out of that, but they're currently losing quite a bit of money on the F-150 Lightning, as well as the Mach-E, or the Mustang Mach-E, which of course is a bastardized derivative of the Mustang, in name only, really. Now, this move is actually part of their latest overall strategy outlined by Farley to create high-profit services through subscriptions and other digital revenue. And they're not alone. Other competitors, including General Motors, have similar marketing initiatives and business initiatives. And Ford actually did patent technology, so they get a specific technology to repo your car electronically. So you just click a button at the mothership over in Dearborn, Michigan, their USA headquarters, and if you're behind on your payments, your car will just drive away from you and go back to either the dealership or Ford corporate office. And they also have patents successfully filed so that if you're behind your payments, well, they can also selectively turn off things like, I don't know, the heating, the air conditioning, the heated seats, the cooled seats, the radio. Fascinating dystopian times we live in when you don't just buy the card and you own the car. Now it's becoming more and more like an iPhone or an Android phone, or iPhone in particular. You may own the physical asset, but because it's basically a computer on wheels, you really can't work on it yourself, can't modify it yourself. They really, at the end of the day, control the product because most cars these days are just computers on wheels. They're all digital. Now, it'll be interesting to see what kind of ideas they have to increase their revenues in terms of maybe subscription services. Other companies have successfully rolled out similar instances. I know Porsche in particular, probably because I say the name Porsche, they advertise on a smartphone every 18 seconds. But they have a program where you can actually have a subscription. So instead of buying a Porsche, or Porsche, if you want to sound fancier, you just pay a monthly fee, and every month you get a new or different model of Porsche. Which is a pretty interesting idea, as Americans have slowly shifted from owning cars to more having cars as a service, as everything in American society is as a service, down to razors, which they actually have razors shipped to you as a monthly subscription. Although you don't actually send it back because they're dull, you just throw them away. But it's the same idea. It's like a monthly consumable service. So it'll be interesting to see how Ford continues to evolve, and hopefully they continue to make the V8 Mustang, because with the pre-orders coming in this week, that was quite literally the largest order in terms of the most popular order people were ordering for the vehicle. Good old V8 and 3 pedals, also known as a stick shift, as every car should. And I would also say truck, but I digress. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, we're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of this month, so I greatly appreciate you taking time to click that button. Also, the feedback is greatly appreciated. So every time you leave a comment on the videos or you like the videos, it really helps us grow and develop as we make the channel and make the production better and better. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.